Well, we're expanding into Canada. We're Bit Digital is pleased to announce that we finalized an agreement for 5 megawatts of hosting capacity to power our miners. The facility is located in Canada. It uses an energy source that's primarily hydropower operated. The facility powers approximately 650 of our miners and is expected to accommodate about 1,500 miner units in the coming months. But we are diversifying our hosting portfolio. Our North Star is always using renewable sources of power. This particular site uses hydro. We do have a goal of becoming entirely carbon free eventually, and so that was one of the reasons why we were attracted to this particular facility. The cost was quite attractive for us as well, and of course we do want to diversify our jurisdictional risk. There was a time when Bit Digital, amongst other miners, were in China. We actually had a material portion of our fleet once upon a time in China, and we started to migrate our fleet before the ban actually happened into North America. Why? It was simply to diversify our jurisdictional risk. And so we were able to execute that. Our entire fleet is outside of China. It's now in the United States. And to continue the process of mitigating jurisdictional risk, we thought it would be good to have some of our miners in Canada.
Speaking of jurisdictional risk, so New York has passed this 2-year Bitcoin mining moratorium, which excludes new mining operations. Okay. Oh, okay. Is that regulatory risk though? They want this moratorium, but it excludes new mining operations that are powered by carbon-free energy sources. So I don't know how you're weighing the risk here. What are your thoughts?
We do have a material portion of our fleet in the state of New York, and we're quite happy that the legislation did not throw out the baby with the bathwater. In other words, this one-size-fits-all approach that we should ban all Bitcoin mining is wrong. And so the legislation did take some effort in distinguishing good actors from bad actors. And since we are we do our best to use the majority of our power is used from renewable sources of power, carbon free. Hopefully we've landed in the good actor column, and so we hope that the legislation will not have a material impact, and I don't think it will actually upon its read.
And
I'm referring to the state of New York.
Right, the state of New York. Have you heard of, I wonder why the governor hasn't signed it. Have you heard anything down those lines?
No, I have not. But again, even if it comes into effect, it wouldn't have any material impact for those who are using efforts to become carbon free.
Well, Senator Elizabeth Warren has led a group of about half a dozen Democrats in a letter that was sent to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the Department of Energy. Basically, they're complaining about carbon emissions and local energy bill hikes caused by the mining industry. They're requesting those agencies to require greater emissions and energy use reporting from the crypto mining industry. What is your response to those senators?
Yeah, look, blockchain technology and crypto in general has shaken up the financial status quo and threatened the financial establishment. It's a technology that offers radical transparency and makes Wall Street largely redundant in many ways. Senator Warren's efforts against Bitcoin mining and the cryptocurrency industry fails to understand the landscape and reveals, curiously, a bias towards the operations of legacy institutions. The opponents that cite large energy consumption of the Bitcoin mining industry strangely ignore the energy demand of traditional and legacy financial institutions, and they fail to investigate their true carbon footprint. Our industry, the Bitcoin mining industry, is not ignorant to the realities of climate change and the need for sustainable practices so we ensure long-term viability. Many in the industry, including Bit Digital, have developed mining operations that rely on carbon-free and renewable energy sources. But the industry the majority of the industry actually uses renewables. We do as well. And we're seeing enormous potential across the globe for leveraging alternative renewable energy sources such as hydropower in Canada or volcanic geothermal energy in El Salvador. And they are creating a more welcoming environment for Bitcoin mining powered by cheap, clean, renewable energy. I do want to say that it's important for the audience to understand that data centers which contain miners, are no different from data centers owned and operated by Amazon, Apple, Google, or Meta. A miner is merely an industry terminology for a specialized computer server. It's a misnomer. Unfortunately, mining is an industry term, but it's quite a gross misnomer. It conjures up a completely misleading image. There are no workers carrying picks and shovels. There are no machines tunneling into the earth. Instead, the mining is just being done by banks of computers. The word mining itself is very problematic, and everyone has jumped on this anti-mining bandwagon when in fact there's actually no mining going on.
Samir, mic drop, well said. Before we wrap up, I just want to touch on one last topic, and it was, miners capitulating. Is that something that BitDigital has experienced? Well, I see that you're expanding, so maybe not.
No, we're expanding. We're expanding. It's important. We believe that the industry is going to be divided by those who are at a race at the bottom, looking for the cheapest sources of power and not thinking about the environment. We intend to do well and do good at the same time. The Bitcoin miners are the ones that are responsible, are using renewable sources of power. BitDigital is one of them.